But also, you can see on the left there is this image of a lady, and on the right there is an image of a guy. These are two really important characters for the lore of the world. Remember I told you that there were two extra statues in the temple that we couldn't quite get a shot of? That's those same characters. One of them Lady Unerska, the other one Lord Zaon. There's other cool information in here about like the names of the continents and stuff that you don't get anywhere else. We'll talk about it more later, but I really wanted to show you guys this map. I think it's fantastic. I'm really happy about it. So, yeah, so we'll deal with that. Another cool thing that we can see now, we only had 4 people in our party before. We had Lulu, Waka, Tidus, and Yuna. Well, look, Kimahri, the blue guy, is actually now in our team also. This character, we don't know how he plays in battle just yet, but in general, he is a blue mage or he is a dragoon. Now, Final Fantasy, as a franchise, usually has characters with classes, right? There are warriors, okay? There are thieves. There are monks. These are different classes, just like you'd expect from any RPG. And there are also a lot of classes that are almost like hallmarks of Final Fantasy. The idea of a black mage, that's basically what Lulu is. That's what Waka called her earlier, a black mage. White mages as well. Yuna is the white mage of Final Fantasy X. There's an old class as well that we haven't seen in many recent Final Fantasies called the red mage, which is like a combination of the black and the white mage, but with some extra stuff thrown in there for flair too. These are all classes, okay? But Kimahri's class is a blue mage and a dragoon. He's sort of a combination between those two. Dragoons are spear-wielding classes from previous Final Fantasies with a few iconic abilities, such as this ability here called Jump. Kimahri's overdrive is Jump. That was what he was using on us in that fight before, and it's a really bog-standard, well-recognized ability of the Dragoon class. The idea of a blue mage, if you guys aren't aware, a blue mage is something that learns its abilities from enemies. And remember, Lulu said that Kimahri had learned the Fiend's way of fighting? Well, that's because as you unlock more overdrives for Kimahri, he will learn these abilities from enemies you face. So yeah, he's kind of a weird, cool blend. You can mold him into basically anything you want him to be. But I've really jumped the gun on a lot of this stuff. But yeah, it's pretty cool, right? So these are our classes. Waka isn't really a class at all, as far as I'm aware. Like, he's his own unique thing. He inflicts statuses on enemies, but I don't think that's really been a class in Final Fantasy before. We're like a time mage, by the way. You haven't seen Tidus have any abilities or anything, but his abilities are all around time, right? Speeding stuff up, slowing stuff down. He's pretty cool. We got blue mage / dragoon, white mage, and a black mage with us right now. So yeah, that's sort of the rough guidelines that these guys follow. Anyway, the SS Liki. What have we got going on here? We can speak to a bunch of the characters. Yuna over there seems to be being harassed by the Aurochs and a few other members of the public. We've got Waka looking on. We've got Lulu looking on. I would say before we speak to anyone, however, we should go into the bowels of the ship and collect a couple of things. First of all, we can go into the captain's cabin and just have a chat. And see what these guys have to say. So number 1, he says, we'll arrive in Kilika before nightfall. Go on, take a nap or something. And this guy says, oh, what a great day. The breeze must feel wonderful. Oh, you're telling me. Guys, it is so hot right now with where I'm recording. I'm in like this stuffy room. I really want to open a window and stuff, but whatever. So yeah, I can imagine being in that stuffy cabin just as much as he can, right? We'll head out of the cabin, and yeah, the idea is you can almost skip this entire boat trip by just having a quick little snooze. We're not going to do that because there's plenty of plot and side stuff we can do. There's this cool little area up here. There's some gulls flying around the boat at the end of the game. You can come back and do a cool little side quest to do with those. There's this dude with the binoculars. He says, hey, you want to use the binoculars again? We say yes. He says, no way, remember what you did last time. So unfortunately, we don't get the option there. But yeah, let's go down into the ship and we can see some cool stuff.
Oh, them's fascinating clothes you're wearing. Yeah! Filthy, filthy. These won't sell. Or me name's not a Waka.
Gee, thanks, dude.
Don't look like you got much money, either. I've no business with you. Out of me way.
Who do you think you are?
A Waka the 23rd. Merchant extraordinaire.
Waka the who?
Don't know me? Well, not many do. Not yet.
Wow. You know, it's funny, the voice actor for this guy does so many weird voices in this game, it's not even funny. But yeah, he is a Waka the 23rd. This guy is a douche, right? But the funny thing is, he is one of the most recurring characters in this entire game, so you may as well get to know him and hopefully befriend him, alright?
But someday, the name of Waka will be spoken all over Spira. Say, lad, you wouldn't have a bit of gil to lend?
Sure, okay. So what you can do here is, this guy's a merchant. We will meet him many times throughout the game. And early on, very early on, you have the opportunity to maybe donate some money to him to help him get his wares going, get a name for himself. This will, if you pay him enough money, come back positively for you, and he'll give you discounts later. It is debatable mathematically whether it's worth ever donating to him, because you spend a lot of money just to get discounts and save money later, and only if you're going to buy a lot of his stuff is it actually going to be beneficial to you. But story-wise, completion-wise, I absolutely will be doing this. In total, the guy is going to want 10,000 gil from you very early on in the game. We barely have 2,000 gil right now, so I'm just going to give him 1,000 for now, and we'll try and get the next 9,000 in for a while. So he says, you really want to lend me 1,000 gil? And we say no to it. Don't worry about it.
I guess it pays to ask. Thank you kindly, lad.
He says thank you kindly.
Fine seed money for the Oaka merchant empire.
Very cool.
Much obliged, lad.
He says he'll make sure that he pays us back. And from then on, actually, we can't even buy anything from him for now. So that is just sunk money right now, and we don't get anything from it. There's a save sphere here. Lusa and Gata are at the back here, and this is something very cool.
I'm not at liberty to talk about our plan.
Remember, they have a plan? They got excommunicated from Yevon over it? What the hell is their plan?
Restricted area. Our operation depends on this cargo.
What is their cargo? And later on in the game, you learn what their cargo is, and it's kind of nefarious and kind of scary in some ways.
Why don't you go topside? The fresh sea breeze might help restore your memory.
Sure, okay, dude.
If people think you're with us, you'll be excommunicated too. Some things you're better off not knowing. Take it from me.
So we'll stay away from them for now, but bear that in mind, guys, because it's a cool little story that's going on there. Anyway, there's also a doorway over here that might be kind of easy to miss. And in here you'll find a few of the Aurochs. Oh, I guess that's... No, there's an Auroch here. Hello. It's Botter. He says, oh, I've got sea stick. I think we're going to hurl. Botter plays Blitzball, man. You can't be bad on the sea. Jeez. So here's a chest here that we can open up with the remedy inside it. Keeper over here is hiding back here. He says, he seems real sick, yeah? I'm hiding over here because I'm going to get sick too if I keep watching him. I love that idea. Look at him just snooping back here. It's so cool. I would totally be doing that as well. I'd just be like, no, I'm not going to be near that. You can imagine the smell. Here also is something really weird in the game. You see this briefcase? Every time you kick it, you get a potion. But you only get potions until you have 20 in your inventory. So all this stuff, like earlier on in the game, like you really don't have to worry about popping a load of potions. During my test file, I already had over 20 potions when I got to this point. So I kept kicking it and it wasn't giving me anything. Once you get plus the 20 point, you're done. Now the really beautiful thing here is Awaka is on this ship, a merchant. And in theory, you could get a bunch of potions, sell them to the merchant, get a bunch of potions, sell them to the merchant. But he's not offering his wares yet. So that little exploit is nipped in the bud instantly, and it doesn't quite work. Very cool. Last thing, there is also one final hidden area. There's the staircase up we came from, but right where the camera is a staircase going down. This is called the power room. And I like that shot of the door there as well. It's kind of weird.
What the heck is that?
What the heck is what?
What is this place?
The power room, like it says on the door?
Yeah, but why the big birds?
What's so strange about chocobo power?
Chocobos? Those are chocobos?
What? You've never seen a chocobo? What kind of backwater island did you come from, anyway?
Miracles and oddities were starting to become daily routine on this trip.
So, chocobos. I'm sure those of you who haven't even ever played a Final Fantasy game before know of these things, right? These have been in most of the games. Not all of them, funnily enough. There are some things that have been in all the games. Chocobos, though, are really iconic to the franchise. Big yellow birds. Tend to have their own theme song each time. This is the first time we meet them in Final Fantasy X. They're powering the ship, the SS Liki. It's pretty cool, but there's very little we can do with them right now. What I find more interesting is that... they're being used to power the ship, and you never really see that again in the game. Why did we come in the power room? You can speak to her.
La 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 la
La la la la la la la la, and she's got this little song she plays. But here, really sneakily hidden. Look at that, right down in the bottom right of the screen, and only visible when we walk to the very south of the screen. What is that? That is an Albed Primer, probably one of the better hidden ones in the entire game. Think about how difficult it was just to get into the power room. let alone see that thing down there. Albed Primer Volume 3. That one can catch you out. I think when I was a lot younger, that caught me out as well. So anyway, there you go. That's the power room, Albed Primer, and we can slip on out. That's pretty much everything in here. We spoke to Awaka. We did those guys over there. We've saved. So let's go back on the deck of the ship and see what everybody's got to say. Now, there is something I'll describe in greater detail later, as usual. But there is something in this game called affection, right? You basically... Oh, wait, where did Lulu go? Oh, no, she's still there. So there's something called affection. Whenever you're in a screen like this and there's a bunch of characters around, whoever you speak to first tends to like you more. And that changes scenes in the game later on. It changes the way characters interact with you. Not too substantially, but it does affect things. And so whenever you're in a situation like this, you should have in the back of your head, who do I like most? Who do I want to appreciate me most or whatever? And it actually does have an impact. It's a hidden value in the game called affection mechanics. Anyway, so I quite like Wacker at the moment. Let's have a chat with him.
Come to think of it, I haven't told you where we're going.
Yeah, you haven't.
First to Kilika Island. Then we change boats and head for Luka. For that though, Yuna's gotta pray at the temple. I'll be guarding. We'll be praying for the Aurochs' victory too, so you come along, yeah?
Great plan.
Hey, it is a great plan.
Don't look at me.
I'm sure, okay. I think it's a pretty good plan. Kilika is the hometown of one of those high summoners. One of them was a blitzballer, Lord Summoner Holland. So that's why Wacker wants to go and pray there. It's pretty cool.
We'll be praying for the Aurochs' victory too, so you come along, yeah?
And sure, that's good enough reason for us to come along, right? Hey Lulu, how's it going?
I don't know who you are or where you came from.
And that's all she'll ever say to us right now.
If you interfere with Yuna's pilgrimage, we won't take it lightly.
Sure.
I don't know.
And she just repeats that there. So Lulu's kind of cold to us. I can understand why she'd be cold to us. Like, who the hell are we, frankly? We just broke in. There's this guy here, Kamari. Just shakes his head at us. Cheers, dude. Lovely. And Yuna over here with all of her fans.
Word is, that summoner's got noble blood. I heard she's Lord Braska's daughter. You don't say.
Lord Braska's daughter?
Okay, so remember one of those statues? One of the high summoners? 10 years ago, defeated Sin? Lord Braska? Yuna's his daughter. A summoner, confident smile is always great something for both father and daughter. Why is all this text scrolling through so quickly? If anyone can defeat Sin, the daughter of Lord Braska can. Please take good care of yourself. Just remember that your well-being means a lot to us. Man, I wish I was half as popular as Yuna. Let's move on. Let's go speak to Wacker. What's all this about?
So, is Yuna's father famous or something?
She's the daughter of High Summoner Braska. You saw his statue at the temple. Lord Braska defeated Sin 10 years ago. Yuna's the heir to a great legacy.
It's tough when your father's famous.
Huh?
Wakka's a bit lacking in the imagination department.
Huh?
Thanks, Lulu. I'll keep that in mind.
Hey, she was kind of nice to us there. But we don't have to imagine, right? I mean, she doesn't know about Jekt, I guess. But yeah, we know that firsthand. So I guess we've got something in common with Yuna, right? Everyone's left her alone now, so I guess we can go chat with her. Sorry about that, guys. I went to go get some water and just export some stuff out. So let's go speak to Yuna. Let's pretend that never happened. We can be her next adoring fan, right? Or maybe not. Maybe talk to her human to human. The awkward stretch. Break the silence.
The wind. It's nice. You're a blitzball player, aren't you? From Xanarkin, right?
You hear that from Waka?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Waka. Waka doesn't believe me at all.
But I believe you.
Huh?
I've heard in Xanarkin there is a great stadium, all lit up, even at night.
Huh?
Great blitzball tournaments are held there, and the stands are always full.
How do you know that?
A man named Jack told me. He was my father's guardian.
Checked. My father. His name is Jecht.
Amazing! You know, our meeting like this must be the blessing of Yevon.
Sounds like him, but it can't be him.
Why not?
My old man, he died. 10 years ago, off the coast of Xanarkin.
I'm sorry.
He went out to sea for training one day, and never came back. And no one's seen him since then.
Why, that's the day that Jecht came to Spira.
But,
It's true, I first met Jecht 10 years and 3 months ago. I remember that was the day my father left. The date fits, doesn't it?
Yeah, but how would he get here?
You're here, are you not?
So maybe it is true. The guy at the bottom is rolling across. Oh my god. Well, shoot. Oh god, we suck. Oh, Kimari to the rescue! Kimari is such a badass, guys. Seriously. Whenever she's in trouble, Kimari is the first. Think about when she left the Cloister of Trials, right? Or the Chamber of the Faith earlier. Kimari, straight away to the rescue.
What do you think you're doing? Stick a harpoon in him and we'll all get dragged under.
Sin is going for Kilika. We gotta distract it. Our families are in Kilika. Forgive us, Lady Summoner.
Oh, shit.
Wait! Oh boy!
Oh, there's the island. You can see it in the distance. There's Kilika Island. Like, this is brutal. If you really think about what they're doing right now, they're killing themselves just to keep it away from their families. And dragging us down with it. Oh god, Sin spawns. Here we go. And so here comes the fight. Oh, I never mentioned to you guys, there's a lot of dialogue that can take place in battles. In any situation like this, maybe you swap a player in like this, they might have some line of dialogue they come up with. I was going to talk about the fact that back on Besaid, if you get a game over, if you deliberately wipe your team with Lulu and a couple of others out, there's actually hidden dialogue that probably no players would ever hear, where they say, wow, do we suck this much? How have we lost already? And it's kind of one of those cool little Easter eggs. Anyway, so this is one of the first significant boss fights in the game. Sin, right? He's right there. You can read the help prompt up at the top that says attack with magic and whacker's ball. The thing is out of range. If I try and attack with Tidus, it says out of range, right? So Tidus, a melee fighter, can only really hit these sin spawn here, these sin scales. So he'll try and cut through them. The thing with these, so Yuna we won't do anything with just yet. The thing with these sin scales is it's a little bit like when we were in Zanakin before. Sin is close by, and so as we kill them, he's moving around an awful lot. This fight's actually a little bit annoying, frankly, because he always moves like that. It's kind of irritating. But basically, this thing's wings start to flicker. If we kill them all, you'll find that just a bunch more come. Sin shoots a bunch more often they come down. It's actually useless to keep battling this way. This is shoveling snow while it's still snowing. We need to hit Sin.
How many of these things are there?
The fin! Attack
Yeah,
the fin!
as Whacker says, we got to start hitting the fin. Fighting at a distance. Regular sword attacks cannot hit targets at a distance, such as Sin's fin. Attack these enemies using magic or Whacker's blitzball attack. So, what can we do? Well, Kamari uses a harpoon. He can't hit that thing all the way over there, right? But he actually has a special ability called Lancet, right? This is a Ronso unique ability because he's not a human, right? Lancet absorbs HP and MP from an enemy. I tell a lie, humans can learn Lancet as well, but that's sort of beside the point for the story. So, with Lancet, we can actually target the Sin over there and do a little bit of damage. So we did 80 damage to it, and we also absorbed a bunch of MP from it. Absorbing MP from Sin doesn't really mean anything since he doesn't really have any direct attacks. But yeah. What you might like to do if you're struggling on this fight is with the Sin scale in front, use your melee fighters to kill 2 of them. Now, a full new wave won't spawn until all 3 are dead. So by killing 2 first, as I'm about to demonstrate here, you can actually keep yourself rather clear. Another thing you need to try and pay attention to in this fight is not what Sin's necessarily doing, but the health of your characters. There are multiple fights you have to do in a row, and you cannot heal between them. So just be aware of that. So we'll finish that guy off. Nice. Now, Kamari can stay on the front line, I'd say, because he can lance at Sin. So he'll keep doing that. Tidus really doesn't offer us anything. Whacker can hit it. Now, Whacker's got a crazy aim. Look at this. Ready? And then he catches it. That's so cool. That's so amazing. And Lulu, who's currently in reserve right now, she also can help us quite a lot too. Lulu's magic has no range to it at all necessarily. So we can have 3 players here. Kamari, Whacker, and Lulu all out at once, all doing damage to Sin. Doesn't really give much room for Yuna, however, so we at least want her to have a turn. We'll have Lulu cast Thunder over there on the Sin scale. There we go, and we will swap. Actually, I'm going to keep Tidus in the field and give him a potion because I don't like him being on low health. So we'll do that. You know, I was talking about affection earlier as well. Every time you make Tidus heal someone or damage someone, it also raises and lowers their affection. So here we got Yuna out. Let's just make her summon Valifor, shall we? Let's try and make some short work of Sin here. Valifor, because Valifor can fly, this also means that Valifor is one of the most unique Aeons you'll ever get in the game. Valifor, many regular attacks cannot hit Valifor, like earthquake attacks or small melee-based attacks can't hit Valifor. And Valifor also has limited range, unlimited range on her attacks, so she could just fly over to Sin. Look at that, all the way over there, and just smack the thing up. It also means that even right at the end of the game, even though Valifor is the first summon you get, and not necessarily the strongest, despite this, she is still incredibly useful. Some enemies that can destroy your team instantly, petrify everyone, kill them all straight away, you can just summon Valifor against them and they will do no damage whatsoever. It's really, really cool, actually. And I like that she has this use. So now, one thing you might like to do in boss battles is score overkills. Now, you might not remember, but I mentioned overkills before, back when we were hanging out in Freaku. An overkill is doing a significant amount of damage to an enemy on the last hit, right? And when it dies, it means it doubles the amount of ability points that it gives you, and it doubles the items that it drops. So one way you can stay ahead of the curve in this game, and again, things can become kind of easy, is if you make sure you kill bosses and stuff to deliver that final blow with overdrives. And so that's what I'm going to try here. Valifor's a little bit low on health. I don't know whether she'll survive till she gets to use her overdrive here. This Sin scale's on 8 health. Sin is on 801. Now, here's the thing. That monster's about to attack me. Then we get a turn. I think if we let this monster attack us, we'll be okay. So what I'm going to do is cast Fire on Sin. Get it a little bit lower, but not kill it. The Sin scale will attack us. Put us into our overdrive. Oh, damn it. Its wings are flickering. Can we do another fire spell on Sin? We can. See, now the wings flickering might kill us, though. That's the problem. We'll see. Oh, my overdrive's up. But it might kill us. So, I don't know. I don't know how this will work. Another thing with regard to AP and stuff in this fight, like experience points, is every single one of these little Sin scales you kill gives you AP. So this is actually a great place to grind. Good, we're still alive and we've got our overdrive. This is a great place to grind. You can keep killing these forever and you'll get a bunch of experience. Not that well, you'd ever want to do that in a standard playthrough, but yeah. So anyway, Energy Blast. Before I showed you Energy Ray, let's look at Energy Blast. This is the hidden overdrive we got earlier. And honestly, one of those powerful attacks in the entire game. Let's use it on Sin, shall we? Energy Blast. Valifor is a unique Aeon in that also she is the only one to get multiple overdrives in this way. Maybe it was a feature the devs once planned to have, you know, lots of different multiple overdrives for the Aeons, but they're overpowered enough as it is. So there you go, look at that overkill. 541 damage in one hit. That boss only had 2,000 health. It's crazy. So there we go, by doing that we've ensured we've got double money, and it seems all we did was piss him off. And now we're not leashed to it. We can't do anything if it goes near Kilika. So everyone's okay? Except where's Titus? Oh snap. Whacker dives in after us. Now, it's kind of funny. Is it because he considers us to be friends now? I mean, we're sort of strangers to many of them. Yuna seems to like us, but, you know. Or is Whacker... He says he's not using us to win the tournament. You know, he's not using us to avenge Chapu, whatever. It's kind of interesting. I think he's like one of your truly good friends. But apparently we're underwater getting the poop beaten out of us. This is why I wanted to keep Titus at the very least on high health before I summoned Valifor. So here Whacker uses a Phoenix down on us in a cutscene. It's really cool, I like it. It's the same as NPCs using save spheres and stuff in cutscenes. It sort of blends the mechanics together. Now, of course, just because we can hold our breath, it doesn't mean we can talk. Dolphins, this is the only time you see dolphins in Final Fantasy X, so enjoy. And oh god, boss number 2 also can be a challenge. So, this boss, you can, if you were struggling in the previous fight, enter this battle with low health already. Now, you'll notice Whacker has already lost 200 health. I'm going to use Titus to give him a potion. In this way, when it's Whacker's turn, he can use Dark Attack on the boss, and that will protect us from a significant amount of damage that the boss can do. So, Sinspawn Euclides. I did, when I did my test file, I did make a note to myself that I wanted to be wielding a sensor weapon at this point, which we can do here. So I'll demonstrate to you guys some extra stuff you can do in combat. By pressing left, we get overdrives and trigger commands. By pressing right, we get a bunch of extra stuff. There's one thing here called escape, which is run away from battle. So you can actually flee from regular encounters. Bosses, you can't do this, so don't worry about that. But also during battle, we can swap our weapons and armor. So here, we don't have any way of seeing the boss's health or anything, and that could be a real trouble. So I'm going to swap to that new weapon Titus got before, the Hunter's Sword with a sensor on it. So in battle, we've swapped to the sword. That does use up Titus's turn, but it also puts you on very quick recharge. So even though we spent our turn there, we got our turn back straight away. And in this way, you're not punished too much. So here now we have information. Sinspawn, Euclides, it says, afflict it with darkness to make it miss, which we've already done. He has 2,000 health just like Sin did, and he's currently infected with darkness. There are other targets in the area. Sin scales, and the description says they just keep coming, so there's no point in fighting these guys. Hammer on the Sinspawn. That's exactly what we're going to do. Now, if I had been using the sphere grid already, the level up system, by this point, there would actually be some more options I'd have here. Tidus might have an ability that could buff our damage and our defense together. But for what we've got right now, we should be fine. All that said, I do remember the first time I ever played Final Fantasy X, I died on this fight. I really did. So there you go. That main attack, he's using that Drain Touch attack. It's missing because Waka put Darkness on him. Now, when you use Dark Attack, it will inflict darkness on the enemy for 3 turns only. So you got to watch his face. You got to watch for when he runs out of Dark Attack. Here he's using an ability called Blender. This is probably his most powerful attack. And even with darkness, it will hit you. That thing can do significant damage, so do be aware of it. I think we should be okay for now, though, because he doesn't use it too much. There's a measure of RNG here. Like, there is a chance that he'll use it a lot. But here, Waka only has... he has no more MP left, so we've got 1 more Dark Attack. Hopefully we can kill him in time. But look, we're going to have to start healing people up. We might have to put an Ether on Waka. You can see that things are getting a little bit more difficult. But there, at least Drain Touch isn't something we have to worry about for now. So, 200 health left. What do we want to do? Now, here's something cool. If we try to attack the Sinspawn, look on the timer window. We just get a turn, Waka gets a turn, and then the boss. But if we choose to throw an item on ourselves, say a potion, or even a high potion, since we've got 3, you'll notice Tidus gets an extra turn. This is a big part. This is why I say it's sort of like a puzzle game in a lot of ways. It really is. Because there's no pressure of time on you, and it's about playing the management system on how you can get the most turns. Now, does Waka get an extra turn for using a potion, for using an item? No, he doesn't. So we may as well just make him attack and keep the pressure going out. And this keeps Tidus out of damage range of the big Blender attack. The boss is down to about 800 health now. We're not too far away from being able to finish him off. Luckily, he didn't use Blender there, so we might be alright for a bit longer. 700 health. Get another attack from Waka here. Now, you can easily lose this fight if you try and focus on the other Sinspawns, so I really wouldn't recommend you do it. Now, Waka's on low health. Do we get an extra turn? Not really. It just means that Tidus would go before Waka, so there's no point. He's got 600 health, 1 turn of darkness left on him, so we'll attack. If he uses Blender here, Waka could be in trouble. Oh, okay. I mean, what did it do before? Like 100, 200 damage? Okay, 108. It really wasn't so bad. Right, but Waka's out of MP. 500 health left on the boss. We do kind of want to get darkness on him again. Is he going to get another turn from an item? No, he's not. We can't cast Dark Attack anymore because he's out of MP, so we may as well just attack. And hope Drain Touch doesn't do any crazy damage here. 1 more. If there's another Blender in a row here, we could be in trouble. Waka's low. Tidus's Overdrive's up. If he does a Drain Touch, he's probably going to hit with it. Oh no! Tidus got the evade. That's awesome. So here we go. We've got a boss. Waka's not been doing that much damage, right? So he won't kill it. I don't think so, unless he crits. Alright, so here we go. We get to use our Overdrive on the boss. And if I land this, we might be able to overkill him and get even more experience. And I did a little bit early there, but it's fine. Well, we never got the overkill. I don't actually know what it would take to overkill that boss. It seems like it'd be quite difficult. Maybe if you'd unlocked the final Overdrive for Tidus early on in the game. But yeah, so there you go. The Sinspawn dead. And so you can see how the challenge keeps coming. Even when you get lots of characters, sometimes they'll get split up. I actually think that Final Fantasy X doesn't split your party up that much, or as much as I'd like. I really enjoy the Final Fantasies where it splits you up a lot, and this one really doesn't do it that much. There you go. So we've got loads of guild for that. Look, basically, well, no, okay, we're still in a deficit from what we paid to Waka. But we got a lot of spheres. The spheres are used for the sphere grid. We also seem to have got some more equipment for Lulu. A new weapon and a new armor piece. So that's cool.
When Sin attacked Xanarkand that day, I woke up in Spira. I kept hoping it would work in reverse, too.
I will defeat Sin. I must defeat Sin.
I was just fooling myself. Maybe it was that day, on the sea, under the burning sun. I started to give up hope. I was in a foreign world. I wasn't going home. This was my new reality, and I was stuck in it for good.
Welcome to Kilika, guys. Pretty fucked up. The music that's playing in the background right now is called Wandering Flame. It's probably my favourite track from the entire soundtrack. They changed it a lot for the HD remaster. And I'm not sure how much I like the new version. The original was such a beautiful, beautiful track. And they've added some weirdness to it in this version.
Greetings. I am the summoner Yuna. I have come from the temple in Besaid.
Oh, Milady Summoner!
If there is no other summoner here, please allow me to perform the sending.
Thanks, BT.
Our loved ones. We feared they would become fiends.
Please, take me to them.
We'll go see what we can do to help in town.
Huh?
Alright, well the Aurochs getting themselves to work. And yeah, so we are now at Kilika. I'm going to hit the save sphere here though, guys. And probably have to see you next time. I've been playing since the start of the game. I think we're going to have to call it here. Got some editing to do. Got some rendering to do. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you've been enjoying it so far. And I will see you again tomorrow for more goodness. We'll see what this weird sending thing is. And try and get some shit sorted out here. Anyway, catch you guys next time. Have a great evening.